Steve Adubato, and once again, we're here at the Business and Industry Association Impact Symposium, keeping New Jersey competitive. We're here with Michele Siekerka, president of the New Jersey Business and Industry Association. I was just honored to do a forum once again with our legislative leaders. And Michele, you and I were just talking about it. We tried to talk about the pension situation, the budget. It was challenging.
Yes.
I didn't want it to be negative or pessimistic. And actually, the survey, the ALEC survey you did, talked about how optimistic so many business leaders are. Square that for us.
Yes, well, our business leaders are optimistic as they look forward to 2017. They tell us that they look forward to increasing hiring, sales, and profits. So that's a good message. They're looking forward to increasing wages as well. And that's great for the 1 million employees that we represent through our 20,000 businesses here in New Jersey. So where's the disconnect? Well, the disconnect is it's the state of New Jersey. We've got some significant issues in the state of New Jersey.
Pension top of the list?
Pension is pension and property tax are at the top of the list. You know, pension is, we talked about many, many times, Stephen, you and I talked about this. There's 3 legs to the albatross stool in New Jersey. One we just took care of, Transportation Trust Fund, okay? The second one, property tax reform. And the third one, the pension. Those are 3 significant issues that weigh down the state and drive up the cost of doing business in the state of New Jersey and make it very difficult, not just for our business owners, but for every resident in the state of New Jersey. Now, why am I optimistic? We just did comprehensive reform that included replenishing the Transportation Trust Fund, and in exchange for that, we addressed some issues around affordability in the state of New Jersey, like elimination of the estate tax.
Big deal.
Big game changer. Because New Jersey residents are going to stay here now. We have people fleeing the state of New Jersey, going to number 1 and number 2 out-migration states, Pennsylvania and New York, to avoid estate tax. We have people fleeing to those states because the tax preferences are better for people who are retiring. So a second thing that we got in comprehensive tax reform was increasing the threshold on retirement income. That means now that seniors and people contemplating retiring have a better chance of their retirement income not being taxed because the threshold was increased 5 times. Anecdotally, our businesses tell us that's a game changer, and now they don't have to think about running out of the state of New Jersey. They're going to take a pause, and they're going to think about, maybe I can stay here after all.
So it's so interesting, while we're having this forum discussion with the legislative leaders, you want to have an honest dialogue about the pension situation and how we're going to pay down on that situation. Because the reason why the pension situation is so, I don't want to get too into the weeds here, but it takes so much of the state's dollars to go into that it takes money away from other initiatives. Is that a fair description?
It's very fair. And if we would have had a constitutional amendment that mandated that payment as a super priority over every other need, that would have been $3 to $5 billion right off the top of the general fund. Could you imagine? What would we then do to fund public health, safety, and welfare?
That would have been a bad, I want to be clear, bad idea.
Bad idea. Bad idea to make that a super priority over every other need in the state of New Jersey. When the gentlemen who just spoke, our budget leaders, when they spoke, they talked about the challenges of coming to a balanced budget in the state of New Jersey. Could you imagine mandating a priority payment of $3 to $5 billion a year that they don't have today? No.
But Michele, devil's advocate, someone says, wait a minute, but the state promised public employees that they would do that. We have a contract, it's a moral obligation, you say?
Well, we do. We do. But you know, Steve, we need to look at it practically, okay? Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't be taking care of that pension obligation. We've sat and we've said we want to be part of the discussion to get that done. We talked about quarterly payments that will help to advance. We think that's a good thing. And we're studying that more to understand economically what that
Regularly
means.
Quarterly payments into the pension fund.
Into the pension fund, exactly. You know, we've heard the NJBIA say that they're tired of being at the end of the line. I understand that. You know, we have debtors to the state, and the NJBIA says they're tired of being at the end of the line. We understand that, okay? But we got to find somewhere in the middle to make sure that we're doing this in a responsible manner. And if we would have constitutionally mandated it as a super priority payment first, that wouldn't have been the responsible answer. Number 2, we need a paradigm shift here. So you know what? There is an obligation to pay that. They've paid in, we have to keep our side of the obligation. I gotta tell you, New Jersey businesses, unfortunately, they break their promises. They have needed to break their promises to their employees on pensions in the past. They didn't have money to fund their pensions. It is rare you will find a New Jersey company that has a pension like that anymore today. Our company is a perfect example. Last year, we had to stop our pension, and everybody's in a 401k now.
You mean Business and Industry Association?
Business and Industry Association. Absolutely. We couldn't sustain that pension anymore. All right? I had to take that to my staff. All right? And we got through it. And they understand, because we want a future of the NJBIA, and we know that those types of programs aren't sustainable anymore.
Last question. You and I have talked about this before. We talked about it on the legislative panel. The $15 an hour minimum wage would mean what in this state, particularly to business?
Well, it's not the right way to go. So if we want to talk about what are the challenges to low-wage earners in the state of New Jersey, let's have a comprehensive discussion, right? What do you want to do first? Raise their skill set. Let's raise their skills so that they can earn a $15 wage job. If you artificially inflate the value of an entry-level position to $15, you reset every other position in the state of New Jersey. So let's build the skills from the entry-level worker. And you want to know something? New Jersey businesses want to make that investment. Do you think a company wants to spend their money on turnover? There is a cost to turnover. So when someone comes in at an entry level, a company wants to see them build their skills in the company, rise through the ranks, and then have their income be equivalent to their skill set. That's the discussion. And that's only one part of the discussion. Because the other ways that we help low-wage earners is we need to do something about affordability in the state of New Jersey. And we need to look at the issues that are dragging them down and find out how we make those issues more affordable for them.
And that's what your organization deals with every day, and we'll continue that discussion as we move forward. And by the way, Michele, a program note, I know you know this, you want to just let our viewers know that in March of 2017, a new series called State of Affairs, in fact, will be on the air, dealing with some of these same issues, and we look forward to having you join us and other policymakers, business leaders, legislators, and others having meaningful dialogue. And so we look forward to you joining us, and we look forward to our audience as well. We'll be right back after this. Thanks, Michele.
Thanks, Steve.